Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and it's time to finally get around to that updated Flame Wingman OTK. So, without any further ado, skill card we're going to be using is going to be the Heroes Unite Fusion. Maybe I need to back off the zoom just a smidgen. So the way this works, activate the skill during the main phase, discard one card, fusion, summon one elemental hero fusion from your extra deck using cards from hand and field as material. Since we will not be summoning anything that requires 3 or more materials, we can forget the rest of the effect, and we can only use this skill once per duel. So, brilliant skill card. And again, what it's going to allow us to do is discard any card to take the place of polymerization once. So, that's the long and short of it. We'll go ahead, we'll put that down. We'll see about fixing the whole... There we go. And let's see what we've got. Now, remember, the new ban list allowed us to play multiple copies of Reinforcement in the Army. I don't like the way that that's tilted. There we go. So we're going to go back to somewhat of an older school way of playing. So we're going to play 3 copies of Avion and Burst Intertrix. They're going to be both 3-star warriors, wind and fire respectively, 1,000 and 1,200 attacks respectively. And again, there's nothing wrong with the way that we're going to play this. The way we're going to play this is mostly sort of like a go second, not very much of a setup build. It's kind of a glass cannon. This is just sort of an update on the glass cannon variety. This isn't the equipped version. So there's going to be certain things that can be improved. And of course, that's what my decks are. My decks are guidelines for you guys to improve on with your own play styles. Next up, we do want to hedge our bets a little bit. So we're going to incorporate one of the fusion substitution cards. Now, personally, I just like Goddess of the Third Eye better than I like for Saga the Destroyer. So I went with 3 copies of Goddess. Either way, doesn't matter. Play the one that you have. Mix them up a little bit. Play 2-1 or, whatever you like. Moving over into the spells, the first thing I have is 2 copies Book of Moon. Now, Book of Moon is good, and it can help us deal with larger monsters with Flame Wingman's effect. Again, we'll go over that a little bit later, but you guys understand why I play Book of Moon. And I've also got a single Cosmic Cyclone. And again, this is really just like the normal 3-of package that I run. And since it's more of a go second, I need to be prepared for the back row. And again, because of that, I'm going to be running 3 copies of Nightbeam. And I know, somebody out there goes, well, you could have just played, no Books of Moon and played 3 Cosmic Cyclones. It's a better play. Yeah, maybe. And in your version, feel free to do that. In my version, I'm going to use what I feel is best. And knowing that I have the Night Beams and I know that they're going to be extra more often than not, I know which card I'm going to be discarding for the Heroes Unite. It's not that big of a deal. And if they do want to activate multiple cards, you're going to do this all before your Fusion Summon anyway. So unless the opponent actually knows what you're playing, chances are they're just going to do something, let it go through, and that's fine. Let them waste up the back row. It's all good. Sometimes there's a monster that you're just not going to be able to beat, so you are going to need offerings. Sometimes I set this if we go to, future turns and it's not just an OTK. 2 copies, Reinforcement of the Army. Again, this is going to make getting the correct heroes at all times easier. And then last up, just a couple of copies of Shrink. And again, Shrink really does help out with the Flame Wingman more than you'd think. And I'd be more than happy to go over all of that here once we get to the extra deck. So real quick, guys, this is one of the faster decks this week. Just go ahead and screen cap or pause and make the notes. And I'll be right back with the rest in just a second. All right, we're going to start with the side deck. The side deck is not as interesting as you would think. I will be running 3 copies of Lost Wind. And again, this is because our opponents are probably going to be playing special summon decks. And if we're forced to go first in games 2 and 3, this really does help us set up against our opponents special summoning something bigger or just special summoning in general. It'll allow us to, again, hit harder with the Flame Wingman and try to get the game wrapped up quicker than usual. Single copy Mind Crush, because again, we're still mid-meta, so it's still pretty good. 2 copies Waking the Dragon, because Flame Wingman's not the only thing in my extra deck. So that matters. So, getting into the extra deck, we need to talk about the man of the moment. 1 copy Flame Wingman. Now, the reason it's 1 and not some crazy number is Waking the Dragon special summons it. all heroes actually state they must be fusion summoned. So unfortunately, Waking the Dragon never will, never has, and won't work for any of our elemental hero friends. But let's talk about all the things I said we're going to buff this guy. So, must be fusion summoned, that's great. When destroys monster by battle and sends to graveyard. Inflict damage to opponent equal to attack it has in graveyard. So, let's say that you were facing something like Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon or something. Or maybe not Ultimate Dragon, because unless you activate 2 Shrinks, you're probably not going to beat him. Because again, there's not that much extra room in the way the build is. But again, you get what I'm trying to say. You play something that's like against something like 4,000. Let's say Cyber End Dragon instead. So Cyend is 4K. You're going to beat him by 1,000 once you shrink him. You're going to run into him. That's fine. You're going to do 100 damage, whatever. But the burn effect is going to do the full 4K. Again, if you run into something that's a 3K, you shrink the monster. You do more damage in the beginning. Let's again go with like, I don't know, Lava Golem. You put it on your opponent's side of the field just to knock it down. And again, I do have another tactical build for this deck that's less of a glass cannon, more of a tech build. If you guys want it, let me know. I will post it. But that's one of the things we've done. We used, between that and Dahlgren, we were able to put a 3K on the opponent's side of the field, shrink it, smack it, do the 3,600 damage between the battle, plus the just straight up effective Flame Wingman, because even though we only did, 500 whatever points, 600 points of combat damage, we got to get off the full power of the monster once it's in the graveyard, and which is usually going to be more. So again, hedging your bets with things like Lost Winds and Shrinks, they matter. Putting things in face down defense with like Book of Moon could matter on certain cards. Like, it's just a great way to be able to disarm something like a Jinzo if you don't have the Shrink, but you got the Book of Moon. So it's why there's the weird split. Enough on that. Let's show you the rest. I do still run Blue Eyes Ultimate, Cyend, Destiny End, Ojama, and Restrict. I took out Cyberblader this time because, again, she does have 3 different effects. It really does work well. But the name of the game with this deck is going to be speed and efficiency. So the faster this deck gets to the field, the faster it starts doing everything it's supposed to be doing, the better off we all are, the happier you guys are with the performance. So again, if you guys want the alternate version, just let me know in the comment section or email me. A lot of you guys do that a lot, which is actually kind of cool. And I really do enjoy reading them. Yeah, that's it. So if you guys enjoy this, support the channel as you guys have been doing, like, comment, sub, all the things, or don't. It's totally up to you. Maybe I didn't earn it with this deck. Maybe this deck feels too much like the same glass cannon I've built before. And even though it is just a simple update video, maybe you didn't think I did too much to it. So maybe I didn't earn it this time. Maybe I'll earn it next time, all right? Do me one favor, just one, okay? I want you to go out there. I want you to have a great day. I want you to do whatever it takes to do that. And I want to see you guys again next time, all right? So for now, I'll see you guys later. Peace.